Hello again guys and welcome back to my channel. We have a slightly different one today. We're taking it easy, we're going to have a sit down and we're going to have a chinwag before our big adventures begin again next Friday at 8 AM. As you all know, we are off to Cyprus and we are heading to somewhere that quite a few of you guys have actually asked whether we've been before, and we hadn't, and we finally are. We are off to the Sensatori Aphrodite Hills in Paphos, Cyprus, and we can't wait. It's going to be so lovely. Obviously, we've been to the Sensatori in Egypt many times, and it never disappoints. So we've got high expectations for this one, I'm not going to lie. But until then, I put on my socials for you guys to ask me absolutely anything, and we've come back and we've got quite a few questions to answer. Thank you for those, and I'm going to answer them today. The first question is, what would be your favourite 3-course meal with drink? That's a good one. You guys know I love my food, so it's really hard to say. I'm not going to lie, I'm not one of your fancy guys that like, you know, these fancy places and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, lovely, but I think you can't beat good grub, good prices, and a big plateful. Oh my God, this is embarrassing, but like Pizza Hut buffet. Oh no. Oh my God. Starter would have to be like chicken goujons, mozzarella sticks, that sort of vibe. Very beige, but I love it. Second course, got to be a pizza, stuffed crust, preferably barbecue chicken topping, extra cheese. And dessert, probably chocolate brownie and ice cream, warm chocolate brownie. Can't beat the mix of the cold and the hot. Oh yeah, that's made me hungry now. I've been trying to be good, obviously with the lead up to Cyprus, and I'm starving. The next question is, where has been your favourite day trip out of all of your adventures? So we've been to some great places, haven't we? We have been to Cairo, we've been to Luxor, London, Scotland, Wales, obviously places in Turkey, Iceland. Oh my God. I would honestly say probably Cairo in Egypt. And the reason for that is it just opened my eyes to so much. Obviously the way that others live in Egypt, and it was great to step out of that touristy environment of Sharm el-Sheikh and head to where the locals live and see the way they live. Don't get me wrong, I love the resort and things like that, but there was something special about being in the midst of it, seeing those pyramids in all their glory. Wow. Something you see in history books when you're growing up in school. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I'd highly recommend doing it. I, before that trip, had not really seen that much, I would say. And that was probably the first trip that truly like pushed my boundaries a bit, opened my eyes a lot, and I loved every minute of it. So if you're like how I was, go for it. We get one life, and it's good to see new things. So Cairo would have to be my favourite trip of all time so far. We've got something coming at the end of the year that, oh my God, I can't wait for. Can't wait for, and I've got a feeling, hopefully, that one of those days out will be my favourite ever. But we'll see. Okay, I get asked this question a lot, and it is, will you be going back to the Sensatori in Egypt, I'm guessing, later this year? The answer is yes, obviously. Yes, we are heading there in a couple of months' time, and we can't wait to see some of your faces. You guys love coming up and saying hello, and I love that, so thank you for that. Yeah, it's like a second home, it feels, and I know a lot of people say that about their holiday destinations, but it really is. And I think a lot of the people that go there feel the same way about it, which is lovely, and that is a credit to all the staff there. fabulous, like top notch, and I can't fault it. So yes, we are heading back. I'm really excited to film these vlogs because I've got a good camera. Like the footage I'm really excited about to bring you guys. So yeah, yeah, can't wait. Ooh, this one's juicy. If you could swap lives with any influencer or celeb for a week, who would it be and why? Now, I know you guys are probably expecting me to say someone obvious. And when I read this question, I thought, who would I swap lives with? And the answer is probably... so there's two. There's two YouTubers that I watch like all the time. One of them is Sean from Theme Park Worldwide. Absolutely love his vlogs, and he travels all over the place, visits all these amazing theme parks, and he just has this great aura about him that I really love. Like positive, and yeah, I just love it. So probably him. Or there's another lady I watch called Cherry Wallace, who adores Harry Potter, and she's got the most amazing collection. She's met some of the cast, and she's just got something really nice about her. You can tell she's like a genuine soul. So probably those two people. I wouldn't want to swap lives with anyone high profile, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong, probably would be amazing, but I feel like there'd be a lot of restrictions that come with that. And I'm quite a free spirit, so I like to go out in like, you know, not looking that great. And I don't think you'd be able to do that if you were that, you know, high profile. So yeah, it would be those two. What's the most touristy thing you secretly love doing? Probably taking those photographs that, you know, in front of the Eiffel Tower, maybe touching the top. You know, the pyramids. I think I did one like, you know, like, yeah. Those. I love doing that sort of thing. And I love going to those places that you see quite a lot that people say, avoid, avoid, avoid. They're the tourist hotspots. But I love that. I really do love that. They're iconic things, you know, so probably that, taking those photographs for the Insta. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Oh, this is a really nice one. How do you balance your creative work with your personal life? Truthfully, I don't. This has sort of become my life, and I really love sharing it with you. Obviously, there's certain things I haven't shown you on camera, and who knows, maybe in time I will, but I just don't think it's exciting for you guys. And I like showing you sort of like the best bits, and it's really fun. It's really fun. It's therapy for me, really. You know, there's nothing better than when it comes to a Saturday and I've done all the filming and things like that, work is done, and I sit there and I edit for like hours and hours and hours, making sure it's perfect. And then after that, I obviously process the video, and sort of, I think on a Sunday night, me and Ash usually sit back with a nice dinner. We put the premiere on the telly, me and him watch it before I put it on YouTube, ready to go live on the Friday. And he gives his input, whether he likes things, whether he doesn't. Most of the time, I really do take his what's the word? Criticism. I take it and I listen to it. Other times I'm like, no, I want to keep that in, because that is like my creative flair in that video that I don't want to ever take away. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And then when Monday arrives, you'll usually see floods and floods of posts from me and stories, and that's when like the social media side of it comes into place. And it's just so much fun. I feel like I was made for this. And I actually met up with some old work colleagues yesterday, And they said, this is what you should have always done, Jack, seriously, because you are a natural. And I think I don't often praise myself truthfully with things, but with this, I actually think I am kind of good at it. I hope. I hope I'm not deluded. But yeah, and you know what? Even if I wasn't, I think I'd still do it because it makes me feel good. So yeah, I love it. So there is no balance. It does take over a lot of your life, but I'm fine with it. I'm happy with it. And I'm not stopping with it. So yeah, you guys are going to see me forever, I'm afraid. Okay, I guess this answers kind of the last question, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Have you ever wanted to quit YouTube? Why or why not? No, I haven't. Obviously, I've only been doing it for nearly 3 years, but no, I love it so much. If anything, I want to do it now more than I ever have done before. I've still got that same passion I did from day one. My creativity hasn't diminished. If anything, I feel like I've got more and more and more ideas. Maybe, some of those ideas don't work, but that's all right. I tried it. Some of them work great, some of them work okay. But I think that is what it's all about. Doing what I want to do and not doing what someone else wants to do. So, yeah. I often see on other videos, actually, going back to the last question, kind of, people have their videos edited for them. Obviously, I get when, they become more and more busy. I don't think I'd ever want to do that. I think I'd rather have a really late night and edit my own stuff, because I feel like if I gave it to someone else to do, it wouldn't have the same spark, maybe, that mine had, that I edit myself. So, yeah, I think, no, I don't want to quit YouTube. I never will. I don't even see myself. I was talking about this with Ash the other day. Obviously, you see people take a break from YouTube when they're going through a difficult time or a loss or anything like that, and I get it. But truthfully, I've lived through difficult times since being on this YouTube journey, and it's been therapeutic to keep pushing on and working through, and it's been that normality that's kept me going. So, yeah, no, I love YouTube. What's been your proudest moment so far as a content creator? Probably you guys, truthfully. You guys. I can't believe the community that we've built up. Others around me can believe the community we've built up. And I'm just overwhelmed with the love, truthfully. And I love you all, like you're my mates, yeah, you're all just fabulous people. You've got so many nice qualities, all of you, lovely things to say about me. And yeah, you're just lovely. You're gleaming with happiness and positivity, and I think that's really good. So I love the JFR community. You guys are my proudest achievement since starting YouTube, without a doubt. Yeah. Do you script your videos or go with the flow? I go with the flow. But obviously I have to cut the camera sometimes and redo certain things. Obviously I'm going to trip over my words now and again. Sometimes I leave those in because it just doesn't affect the video. But other times it's like, if, I'm filming an intro or, I need something to be perfect, then I will film it again. But I actually put an outtakes clip, like a video, on my Instagram and the Facebook page not long ago, and you guys loved it. And there will be more coming. It's just there's a lot of clips to cut and find the wrong bits, because I've kept them all from day one. I've got, I think, 12 hard drives now, with all the footage from July 2022 through to today. Bearing in mind, I've got like a video every week that comes out. So there's a lot of clips and they're not scripted in the slightest. They are, yeah, I guess maybe I just really like talking. That was one of the things I used to get in trouble with at school was Jack is bright, but he talks too much. But you know what? It's helped me in life going forward, so I'm proud of that. So no, they're not scripted. This is me. I just like talking. Ooh, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from running a YouTube channel? Oh, probably that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. You know, there's going to be people that love me. There's going to be people that hate me, and there's going to be people that sort of drift in and out, and that's cool. Like, it's fine. I used to be such a people pleaser, until maybe I started this YouTube journey, and then you sort of like learn that you can't please everyone, and that's okay. They don't have to watch, they can switch off, and I'm not asking anyone to stay if they don't want to, you know. I'd love for them to, but it's okay if they don't want to. And yeah, that's probably the lesson learned, that it's fine. Yeah, and I'm glad I've learned that lesson, truthfully, because it sort of made my life a lot easier. There's less stress put on yourself, because when you're trying to please everyone, my God, the weight on your shoulders is not good. So I'm glad that weight has lifted. How do you stay motivated to keep creating content? I guess it's just because I love what I do. I love it. I genuinely love it. You know, filming today, I was getting showered and I was like, oh God, I can't wait. I'm filming the video for the guys. And then obviously I will straight away after this video begin the editing stage and I will get that out. Yeah, I just love it. I love it. That's what motivates me. And obviously with the travel side of it, you know, seeing these amazing places, like, incredible, absolutely incredible. You know, you couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up. And I, throughout my life, have, you know, researched so many different places. I've got a bucket list that's as long as both my arms. And to see them in person, like, I remember when we pulled up to the pyramids, and I was like, there's a clip actually that Ash filmed on his camera. And we're going up, we're on the coach and we're approaching the pyramids, and these, you know, wild horses with guys sitting on them with their, you know, just, and it was like a fever dream. Is that the right word? You can't truly believe you're there. And it's almost like a bit of a blur. And then often when me and Ash are watching the footage back and, you know, I'm editing it and I'm like, and I turn to him and he's thinking the same, and it's like, oh my God, can you believe we were actually there? Like, we were actually there in person. It's, yeah, it's absolutely mental. But that's what motivates us, truly. Yeah. Wow. What's your dream travel collab or brand deal? So obviously I've had a few brand deals, like I'm so thankful for, since I started. And I really enjoyed doing them. Thankfully, because obviously you have to send things off to be checked before you can put it live. And I had to make like a couple of adjustments on a few of those videos. And that bit is a bit like, oh, but you get it. Like, I get it. You know, that brand wants it perfect. So of course you have to get it perfect for them. But truly, travel collab, oh, it's never going to happen. So I'm going to say it, is something to do with like Disney, like to go to Disney and, you know, be a part of something there. Like, that would be immense, wouldn't it? I'm a huge Disney fan. However, I've never been to like Disney in Florida or anything like that. It's just not been on Ash's bucket list, so we haven't done a trip like that yet. I'm not saying we never would, but yeah, I guess somewhere like that would be incredible for me. Maybe not Ash, but yeah, that would be amazing. Other than that, I've not really thought about it. I've just thought about what I want to do. But if anyone approached me, then if it lines up with what I believe in, then I would truly go for it. But I said from the start, and I will say it again, if it's something I don't believe in or I wouldn't use myself, I'm not going there. I want to keep this authentic, this channel, and I don't want to sell out, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I'll come back to you on that one properly. How do you deal with travel anxiety or homesickness when you're away? So I don't get travel anxiety, actually. I get nothing but a buzz of excitement. Even when we started this channel in 22 and we hadn't been away for 8 years at that point, which is crazy. I was getting like nerves, but it wasn't anxiety nerves. It was more, oh, what's it going to be like sort of nerves, you know? And yeah, I just loved every minute of it. Homesickness, I do get, not for my house itself, because me and Ash always look at each other on the last day. Everywhere we go, it's not always on camera, actually. I think I say to you guys, oh, like, I don't want to go. But we always say, you know, when we're lying in bed on that first morning, we're like, I don't want to go. Like, oh, the day's here, you know. I know a lot of people like to get back to that, you know, normality. We don't. We don't. We just love being away and experiencing new things. Nala is what I love to come back to. Obviously my family as well, but I don't live with them, so I don't see them all the time anyway. But Nala is sort of like the ray of sunshine that greets us when we arrive, and she is what I have to look forward to. How do I deal with that while I'm away? Well, I guess like my friend Amy, who watches her, she sends me pictures daily, and yeah, that sort of like keeps me in the loop, and I'm so thankful for her doing that. So that's probably how I deal with it. But yeah, to you guys, if you have anything like that, I really feel for you, because it can't be easy. Yeah, bless you. If you could live in any country for a year, where would it be? Ooh, okay. I don't know, actually. I would like to do like quite a few different countries. I would love to do one day like a tour of Europe. So get a camper van and just go from country to country to country to country to country. Obviously Ash would drive. I don't think I'd feel comfortable driving abroad. And also I'd love to do a tour of America. You know, maybe stay in one place for a month, another place for a month, and then another place and another place and another place. But yeah, some YouTubers actually I watch, they have just stayed in America for a year and then came back recently because it wasn't for them. And Ash said to me, God, what a lot of upheaval for 1 year. And I said, but do you know what? They tried it. And to me, it's not like you've failed. It's you've tried it and you can tick it off that list, you know. And props to them for doing it. I'd do it, you know, in a heartbeat, if the stars aligned. Have you ever had a travel experience go completely wrong? What happened? Ooh, so touch wood, not abroad. But we did have that day in London, which it went terribly wrong. Every street we turned to, there was like a protest going on of some sort and we just couldn't get to where we needed to go, we tried every angle and we actually missed what we were meant to be doing, which was a shame, such a shame. But hopefully we get to do that again at some point. So that day, probably... Oh no, there was another day as well. I was in charge of the day. It was one of the Vlogmas episodes a couple of years ago. We went to London. We went to St Paul's Cathedral with Ash's parents and Ash and me. And I planned the whole day and everywhere we went was closed. So maybe midway through I said, Ash, please take over, because he is like Mr. Itinerary. He knows and he'll get us to the places. And yeah, so that day went horribly wrong, but you didn't see it on camera. But yeah, apart from that, Ash is usually very, very well planned. And if something didn't... I guess you could class the volcano going off in Iceland in 2024 as going wrong, but Ash is very good at finding solutions and then, right, let's go to the next place. We've swapped it round. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, things don't always go to plan. Life happens, but you've got to work around it, I think. Do you prefer luxury travel or budget-friendly adventures? Bit of both, really. Obviously, some of the trips we go on are more expensive than others, but some are cheap as chips. And they are just as good. I think it depends on the country. I think certain countries you go to, you obviously have to spend a little bit more, but I think we just go by what we like the look of. There's no, is it luxurious enough, or no, none of that. Just whether we like the look of it, really. We go by the country more than the hotel. So obviously we loved Egypt, so we just then looked for the hotel. We never go for the hotel just because we like the hotel. It's usually the country. And we want to see things there, So I think we like a mixture of both, truthfully. I hope that answers the question. Where's one place you visited that totally surprised you? Ooh, good one. Turkey, probably. Me and Ash always weren't bothered about going to Turkey, truthfully. And then we went there, Kushadashi, and it was lovely. It was like a local town, and the hotel was there and it was spotlessly clean. Spotless. Food was lovely, beautiful beach. And really, really loved it. Really surprised, really loved it. Would definitely go back. So Turkey, probably. What's been your all-time favourite travel destination and why? I feel like you guys are probably expecting me to say Egypt. And don't get me wrong, it's up there. But Iceland comes pretty close. Probably just hits that mark. Obviously, they're completely different, so it's hard to compare the two because one is baking hot, the other is freezing cold. But there was just something about Iceland that really, really set my mind free. It was just everywhere you looked was like something out of a dream. The people were lovely. It's spotlessly clean everywhere you go. You barely see anyone whilst you're there, and it was just me and Ash in a car driving through Iceland, and it felt like a dream come true. So Iceland was everything I dreamed of and more. Obviously, it was in my bucket list for 15 years, something like that, before we went. And we went, and then we spoke about, obviously, renewing our vows at the 10th anniversary, and it had to be there. It had to be there. It's just a breathtaking country that I can't describe. You've got to experience it to know. But when you go, it grabs you in the heart and it doesn't let go, and you got to go again. So yeah, Iceland, without a doubt, 100%. Oh, this is a nice one. Who inspires you the most in your life right now? Truthfully, me. And I don't mean that in a big-headed way or anything like that, but I feel like when you get inspired by yourself, it's a lot more fun. I do not live my life comparing myself to anyone else. I'm on my journey, they're on theirs. I will keep looking at my previous self and try and be a better version of that. And that's the way I live my life. So, me. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? It would be to not care what anyone else thinks other than yourself. I think care less about what others think of you. As long as you are a good person, a kind person, and you're making others happy, then that's it. Like, just aim to please yourself and everything else will fall into place. Yeah, I wish he knew that, Jack, from years ago. I wish he knew that, because life would be a lot more fun. But do you know what? It's me now. I've got the rest of my life now to live it that way, and you guys are with me for that. So yeah, thanks for being here. What's been your biggest personal growth moment in the past year? Wow. So I don't know whether this is professionally or personally, so I guess I'll answer both. So you guys would have watched my PTSD and me video by now, and you would know that at the start of 2024, I was really badly struggling with PTSD after a decade of having it, which is crazy that it landed 10 years to when I was diagnosed with it. And I found a new way of dealing with it that I'm really proud of. And it was JFR.PRODUCTIONS, you guys, and creating content got me through it. And I feel like that was a really real personal growth moment that I'm really proud of myself for. Professionally, I think, you know, obviously there's more of you guys on this channel than ever before, and I'm so like proud of that, so proud of that. And I feel like my content has improved a lot since the beginning, and I've become more confident with it, I think. So yeah, just it's been a good year. I'm really happy with where I'm at. Really happy. Oh, okay. So I didn't plan for this to happen, but this is the question that we are ending with. What's one thing people assume about you that isn't true? Oh. So I think now you guys know a different side to me since that video that I spoke about in the last question. And I think maybe before that, a lot of you thought that I was probably someone that hadn't really experienced that much in their life. And I'm not talking travel or anything, I'm talking life. And the truth is I have. And I began experiencing, sadly, traumatic things from a young age. But as weird as this sounds, I'm thankful that that happened, because I have now grown like a resilience, and I've learned how to build my own happiness without relying on someone else to do that. I know what makes me happy. I know what to avoid. And I know what to grab with both hands. And yeah, I think, you know, trauma makes us stronger, truthfully. So I think the fact that actually I've been through those things shocked people, because in my videos I'm very much like showing the good things and stuff like that, but that's not because I haven't experienced the bad. It's because I want my channel to be that place where you switch off from those bad things in your life and you can just have tunnel vision to the happiness, you know, just for half an hour. Just half an hour. And I think we've achieved that. I think we've achieved that together. So, yeah. Well, guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed answering the questions with me. They were really good. Really good. Some were really juicy. Some were really fun and light-hearted. And I hope I answered them in the best way that I possibly can. Next week is travel day. Pre-travel day, actually. We are staying at the Hilton this time at Gatwick, and I can't wait to show you that one. I've not been there myself. Ash has never been there, so it's going to be a new one for all of us. And then we're off to Cyprus the week after. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel for those ones. They're going to be really, really good, and I'm in need of some sun. But until the next one, stay happy, stay positive. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next week, Friday, 8 AM. Don't be late. Take care, guys.